So the next is the pretty much the online business or the service provider, the coach, or even the creator who has a website, has a blog, and creates idea pins. If they don't create idea pins, they still gonna need to create idea pins. So in this case, what your number will be? Again, let's talk about how much content you have, how much time and effort are you willing to put into it consistently? Or if you hired someone, right? I mean, how much you are willing to pay for that. And moving forward, how much content you're willing to continue creating. So when it comes to having a blog, and this is pretty much the traditional way of using Pinterest, our challenge was always we can create multiple idea pins for each blog, for each link, or for each product. But if it is an online business that has just 5 products, we get limited real quick with standard pins because, yeah. And if the person only has 5 blogs, we get limited really real quick right there in creating content. So back in the day, it was totally fine to pin and repin the same pins all over to different boards. We talked about this. This doesn't work anymore. Pinterest doesn't want to see all this spammy, repetitive content. Why? It's not that Pinterest cares so much, but it's because Pinterest cares about the pinner and or the user experience. And if we, as a Pinterest user, go in the platform and everything looks the same and is repetitive, no, we don't want it. We want new stuff. We need fresh content, which also, if you ask me what the heck is fresh content is not just a new product or a new URL. Actually is a new image, a new pin image, okay? It's so if your new pin image goes to the same old blog, to the same old link, that's okay. It's still fresh pin. So that's what a fresh pin is. So in this case, you're going to think about, okay, how much landing pages or how many URLs, how many places you can send those pins, and how much you can create consistently. A great number. I do have accounts in which we pin 1 standard pin a day. I have accounts in which we pin 7 standard pins a day. Nowadays, we are not in that crazy frenzy that we had in the past where we needed 15, 20, 30, or even more standard pins a day. You're totally fine if you can produce 1 standard pin a day because you don't have time to create in Canva, or you don't have images, or you don't have content on the website or different products. That's totally fine. You can do that. 1 standard pin a day. Drop a yes if you got that. If you're able to go to 3 standard pins a day, beautiful. If you want to get fancy, or that's the starting point that I start with clients who hire me, usually 5 standard pins a day, simply because they're hiring me for that. They want faster growth, right? And they have content, and we can create even better. So if you're working with several clients, that's exactly how you're going to work on this. But those are not the same pictures. And if you are limited on pictures and you're not using stock images, you're going to have to get very creative with sort of modifying those pictures so they don't look the same. Yesterday, we talked about the lens reader. Pinterest can reads the pictures that we have. And if they're the same, Pinterest will think it's the same pin. And we don't want that to happen.